Hello everyone, I am making a video that I am super excited about and super curious about. I watched someone called Hannah Witton on YouTube, and a couple of weeks ago she uploaded a video called something along the lines of book colour quiz or something like that. And I got maybe a minute into the video before realising what it was and deciding I didn't want to watch it, and instead I wanted to do the quiz for myself. But being who I am, of course, I want to record it. So I've been waiting patiently for weeks until the right opportunity arose for me to have the time to sit down and film this, and finally we're going to have a look at this quiz and see what my book personality reader type is, what colour I am. I don't know. In case you're new, I love doing personality quizzes. I feel like I know myself pretty well, but I always like being affirmed by a quiz, and I love reading. I read a lot of books, and so I'm just very curious. I have no idea what the different colours mean. Maybe we'll find out before, maybe we will only find out, when the answer is revealed, but I want to have a look and we will find out together. Again, I don't even know what it's going to tell me. I don't know if it's like these genres or this style of writing, or I don't know. But what I know I like in terms of books, definitely historical fiction. I like gentle romance, but really like very gentle. I do like fantasy in theory, but I've not been reading much fantasy at all recently. I think the last series I read was City of Bones, and I think that was almost 2 years ago now. And I think I'm finding it harder to get into the fantasy worlds at the moment. I do love nonfiction. I don't know what number I'm on. I've grown into nonfiction in the last sort of 2 years, but I don't like self-help books. We've learned that the hard way. I like educational and mainly educational and maybe autobiographical, but it needs to be a worthwhile person. I think those are like the main things. I don't really know if there's any genres that I actively really don't like. I can't think of any off the top of my head. So let me grab my computer and we will have a look. Hello. Okay, oh, there's light. So this is the page. It's called Read Your Colour, the reading assessment that will get you reading books you love. We might need to do like a second part where I read some of the books it suggests, if it suggests any. I think actually Hannah Witton mentioned that you need to pay extra for that, which I'm not gonna do, but I'll see if I can find anything that they describe and talk about it. Maybe, we'll see. Take the free assessment. Let me just see if there's anything else that I should know on this page. Most people don't know what kind of a reader they are, which is why they waste time on books they never finish. I finish every book I read. I don't think I've ever not finished a book. But okay. Oh, 6 reading types, but I don't want to meet the types. I just want to take the assessment because I don't want to be influenced by, what I know the answers might be. That's interesting. Here it says 6, but up there it says 8. Curious. Right, let's take the free assessment. Let's do this. This quiz will show you 24 different hypothetical book summaries, indicate how likely you would be to read each one. Okay, interesting. I'm already enjoying this. Let's begin the quiz. Ooh, okay. A poetic memoir weaves together fragments, dreams, journal entries, or texts, chronicling the author's healing after grief. Oh, I definitely would read that. A woman falls in love with a man through anonymous letters exchanged in library books, never meeting until fate intervenes. Definitely. Oh no. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. Did I do that for the last one as well? Oh, I did. Glad you can go back. Maybe I need to work on my reading first. Right. In a city run by corporations, lone data hacker risks everything to uncover the truth behind a mass digital blackout. So even just reading this blurb, I'm already like, okay, I'm struggling to follow already this, which is obviously, it's kind of not sci-fi, but something like that. But I do think I would read it. It does sound interesting, so I'm going to say would probably read. In a shattered world ruled by elemental warlords, a cursed warrior and an outcast prince form a forbidden bond that could remake the realm. I mean, it sounds interesting. Am I totally sold on it? No. I think it's the warlords that's like throwing me off, so I'm going to say might read. A solitary monk walks across America encountering strangers who subtly reshape his inner life and beliefs. Now, is this based on a true story or is this fiction? Because if it's fiction, I don't think I would read it. If it is a true story, I probably would. In fact, I definitely would. So that really feels, I wish that was more clear. I'm going to say would probably read. Drawing on neuroscience and ancient philosophy, this guide helps overthinkers learn to make better decisions. This is the kind of book I would pick up because it sounds totally up my street, and then I would get halfway through and be so annoyed at everything that it's telling me. So I probably would read it, but would I be happy about it? I'm going to say might read. I like the ancient philosophy and neuroscience. Like, I like things being backed by science, but I just get very frustrated with self-help books. But we're going to say might read. I read a book like this and it drove me mad. I think I even did a book review because of how much I disliked it. A surrealist artist discovers her paintings are portals to real worlds and something is starting to come back through the canvas. Absolutely, I would read this. I hope these are all real books. And I hope they give me a list. A grumpy CEO starts to rethink what's important to him after he falls in love with the new VP of marketing. No, that doesn't sound up my street at all. An ex-assassin hiding in Alaska must confront his past when his daughter is taken by a vengeful armed stealer. Okay, already it being set in Alaska would have me hooked. But again, is this based on a true story? It looks like it probably isn't. So I'm gonna say might read. Might read. A chef journeys across post-Soviet Europe searching for the recipes that defined her grandmother's lost homeland. Like I'd be interested, but it would not be at the top of my list necessarily, so I'm gonna say might read. A multi-generational novel told from the perspective of a single house and the people who lived, loved, and died within it. Oh my gosh, yes. I love things like that. A deep dive into how food systems, global trade, and local economies shape the way we eat and how to eat better. This is the kind of book that if it was maybe about a different topic, I would almost certainly want to read, even if it would be a bit dry. I would just be interested. But because it's about food, I feel funny about food, and so I would probably not read, but like maybe. I'm trying to imagine if this was in my library, would I choose to read it? I mean, if it was an audiobook, I probably would. So I'm going to say might read. Have I said no to any? A linguist and an ex-CIA, I was going to read that as ex-CIA operative must decode an ancient manuscript before a secret society reshapes history. I like the sound of that. That kind of makes me think of Time and Time Again, which is one of my all-time favorite books, even though I think I've only read it once, maybe twice. So I'm gonna say would definitely read. A novel told entirely through footnotes and deleted Wikipedia entries reconstructs the life of a time traveler who never existed. Okay, so I wasn't sold on the first part of this, the Wikipedia footnotes and whatnot, but a time traveler, oh, that's right up my street. I do love time travel. So we're gonna say would probably read. A struggling screenwriter falls for the nanny of his ex-wife's kids in a story filled with awkward charm, bad coffee, and unexpected kisses. Right, hang on, I need to read that again. Falls for the nanny of his ex-wife's kids. Why are they not his kids? Anyway, like, maybe I'd read that, but I wouldn't be thrilled about it. So, do I put might read or probably not? I think there's something about this that's putting me off, even though in theory I would read books like this, and I do. I don't know if it's the struggling screenwriter, especially with one of the books I read recently. It's like that kind of thing can get on my nerves apparently. Or if it's the falling for the nanny of his ex-wife's kids, like maybe that feels a bit funny to me. Because I do like awkward charm, bad coffee, whatever, and unexpected. Like it just sounds like it's trying too hard to be like, you know, the chap who doesn't have any luck in the world, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna say would probably not read, even though like there is something about it that I definitely would enjoy and read, but there's just that, it just feels, yeah, I don't know, I can't explain it. In a future where dreams can be uploaded and bought, a woman begins to lose the line between memory and product. Ooh, that sounds cool. That sounds like any Black Mirror episode, but specifically, I can't think now which one, but it's reminding me of Black Mirror. I would probably read that. A former Silicon Valley executive shares what broke him. I don't like shorthand. I need to read that again. A former Silicon Valley executive shares what broke him, what healed him, and how to live a more intentional digital life. No. I mean, I'd maybe be interested, so let's make it probably not, but no, it's not screaming at me. A rescue team in Antarctica picks up a distress signal from a base that officially doesn't exist and never did. Yep, would read. Again, the setting of Antarctica, that's already sold me. A cultural critic's essay collection on the end of privacy, the aesthetics of apocalypse, and what comes after capitalism. No. Anyway, a collection of essays is really not for me. And then on top of that, things about the apocalypse and privacy, and yeah, it's just not for me. A woman uncovers a box of unsent letters and begins to rewrite the story of her childhood. Oh my gosh, that actually physically did something to me. Oh, could I even read this without just like bursting into tears? Oh, this is like, even just the thought of this makes me want to cry. Sorry, I keep meaning to cover that light. Yeah, I would read this. A clear, no-nonsense manual on how to lead teams with empathy, structure, and long-term vision. Definitely not. Nope. An ornithologist joins a rogue expedition into the Congo to find a supposedly extinct bird. Then the team starts vanishing one by one. Yeah, would definitely read. In an alternate 1800s, a woman disguises herself as a man to join a pirate crew in search of a mythical island said to grant second lives. I would probably read that. Last one. A box of mementos hidden by her late husband sends a young widow on a cross-country road trip through memory and mourning. Again, is this fiction or non-fiction? Because that changes how I feel about it. But either way, I feel like I might read this. It will really depend on the situation. Here we go. I'm a blue reader, yay! I'm very happy about being a blue reader. Blue is my favorite color. So I'm 90% blue, which is quite high. I bet that's, oh, actually it might not be historical fiction because there wasn't that much about it. Next, I am a red reader, then orange, then purple, and then green. Now I need to find out what the colors mean. Ooh, the Introspective Oracle. Oh, I like that name. So, what is a blue reader? The blue reader is introspective and reflective, drawn to narratives that explore the deep, quiet complexities of the human soul, yeah. They love books that invite contemplation, offering thoughtful insights and philosophical, brain froze there, depth. For them, reading is an act of self-discovery, providing serenity and clarity as they uncover profound truths about life and themselves. Not sure I totally agree with that sentence. They prefer literary works that gently unravel emotional and existential questions, yes, leaving them feeling enriched and deeply connected. Yeah, I do agree with some of that. You seek books that invite contemplation and inner reflection, stories that gently probe the depths of the human spirit captivate you, and you cherish narratives that reveal hidden truths or philosophical insights. You find joy and comfort in beautifully crafted prose, yeah, that's true, that encourages you to pause, think, and understand life's profound mysteries. Yeah, I agree with all of that. Now, I think the custom book recommendations is going to make me pay. Oh, no, okay, awesome. Fiction preferences is literary fiction with richly drawn characters, reflective novels exploring personal growth and emotional depth, poetic stories that delicately unravel human experiences. Maybe, but I would actually put that in the non-fiction category. I don't know if I would enjoy it as much in the fiction form. And quiet yet powerful narratives that offer insight and self-awareness. I'm actually not sure about how I feel, if that completely reflects me, but we'll see. We do have 2 recommendations, so let me make a note of them and see if I can get them from the library. In fact, let me take a picture of all of them. And then my non-fiction preferences are thought-provoking memoirs and personal essays, yes. Works exploring philosophy, spirituality, and existential questions, yeah. Books that offer meditative insights into life's complexities, yeah. Essays that inspire deep introspection. I'm not sure about that last one. I have actually read Night many years ago, and I don't remember any of it. So maybe we need to give it a reread. But anyway, I've put all 4, I've taken a picture and I'll add them to Storygraph, and then we will see if I decide to read them and how I feel. Now, I can also get free weekly recommendations, so I'm gonna do that, and then maybe read a couple over the course of, the next few months, and get back to you and say, were they right? Oh, more books I'll probably love. Let's take pictures. I mean, I was just going through my books on my to-read list on Storygraph, and I was trying to work through them so that I know which books to prioritize and clear the to-be-read list. So adding more is not ideal, but if they're gonna be books up my street, let's go for it. This is where you pay, which I'm not gonna do. The thing I'm now curious about is the other colors. Oh, my battery's gonna die. So I want to find out somehow, if I can, what the other colors are and what books they recommend. Anyway, I'm gonna close this up and we'll do a finishing bit at the end. Yay. Alright, so there's not really that much more to say because I do just intend to read a couple of these books that they recommend, and then I will let you know if they were right, but that will not be out for months because it'll take me a while to get reading. And I'll see what Hannah Witton, now that I can finally watch the video, I'll see what colour she is and what book she gets recommended, and maybe see if I can read some of those and see how I feel. Let me know if you've taken this quiz, or if you sort of know what your preferred styles of reading are, if you've got any books to recommend. And, subscribe if you want to find out how I feel about the book recommendations. As I say, it's going to be a few months, but you never know. I'm going to make an effort to really actively read blue books and then record my immediate reactions of them rather than just in favorites, which is usually what I do. I will purposely sit down and make one video of, call it 4 books or something that they've recommended, and let you know how I feel. But that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any other bookish content or any other quizzes, personality stuff that you want to see. I love doing anything related to personality or books, so do let me know, and I will see you all in the next one very soon. Bye!